Hello, my name is Arnold Kim. I am an AMFT at Yellow Chair Collective, and today we are going to be talking about how to empower children to develop healthy mental self-management skills. And so, first, just I'd like to address why is this even important? It's important to teach these skills early on to children because they have the tools to kind of develop more relationships better, to have the emotional skills to develop relationships, to build more confidence, and to overall build their mental health quality so that it can be able to they can have a way to kind of self-regulate, to be able to identify emotions, to be able to have empathy, and to really kind of understand the whole spectrum of what they're feeling inside. And it's this tool that I think starts with us and that we need to start handing and passing on to the children. And so, how can we go about doing this? There are many, many ways we can do about it. But the first thing that I think is always important is awareness. And so, we need the children to be able to identify and just be aware of the emotions that they're feeling. One helpful way to do that is through something called a feelings chart. And there are different feelings charts available. You can look at them online, but they just basically comprise of all the different emotions listed and then maybe like a face to help identify what that emotion is. So if an angry face and it's like, and a happy face is like, yay. Um, and it's important to kind of have these children be able to like understand, okay, I'm feeling this, because there's more emotions than just happy, sad, or mad, right? There's confused, there's sincere, there's nostalgic, there's questionable, there's just there's like hurt, there's grief, and there's so many different things that we can be feeling, and that it's important to be able to have children identify what is this and how can we go about teaching this. Um, Another thing I like to do is for along with this is to be able to have them identify in their body where they're feeling that emotion. So um, if you're feeling, I guess, maybe bored, right? It's like, where are you feeling that in your body? And then maybe they can start identifying one with the other because we believe in like a psychosomatic type of therapy. And so within that, it's kind of understanding where you feel it in your body and how that addresses how you feel it in your mind. And to be able to have them identify both can help understand, oh, maybe my stomach's feeling like this. Oh, maybe I'm feeling uneasy or overwhelmed then. And it's a great way for them to kind of pick things up a lot faster. Uh, Again, I want to just emphasize throughout this talk that this is a necessary way to be able to teach them, but we need them to have to co-regulate with each other. So that co-regulation can eventually become self-regulation for the children. And another thing that we like to teach is basically being able to replace shame-based thinking with more encouragement, giving more praise with everything, because and to be able to have them encourage them, because children can make mistakes, but then if they're living through fear, they tend to be able to kind of hide their emotions more because they out of fear of maybe like messing up or being fear of being able to express themselves, right? It's like when so you spill milk all over the floor, you want to lie and cover it up, right? And that's kind of hiding like themselves, hiding how they're feeling and hiding everything about it, right? So we want to be able to replace that shame-based thinking and to be able to give more positive reinforcement so that um, we can kind of give more praise rather than have them be perfect. Because I think that strive for perfection can really have them sacrifice a lot of things within themselves most of the time. Another way to go about this that we can do is using something called I language. And what is I language, right? A lot of the times I've noticed that many people tend to put the word you on something, right? You always do this. You made me do this because of that. Or like, I hate it when you do this, right? And you language is in itself very accusatory. And so it it puts the people on edge and makes them guarded, right? So as soon as you start saying you to your child, they're going to feel like they have to defend themselves, and they maybe feel like they're misunderstood, and we don't want that. So instead of saying you, try to use the word I instead. And this can be hard at first, but I would challenge you in any instance, not just with your children, but maybe with your partner too, or your own parents. Instead of saying you, try to use the word I instead. So instead of saying something like, I hate it when you do this, right? you can say something like, I'm feeling very upset because I'm noticing these same patterns again. And that's totally different. And then so then why is this different though? It's because now they're trying to develop more empathy for you. They're no longer have a guard because they have nothing to guard with, and they're just trying to see why you're upset, and then what can they do about it. So that is something I always encourage is using I language. Another thing, of course, is kind of with this kind of being able to replace the shame-based thinking is kind of just be able to normalize mistakes, right? And normalize setbacks. Mistakes happen. You make them, I make them. We shouldn't punish our children for being human, essentially. Celebrate persistence. I think that's another big thing, right? All of these tools, like the the feelings chart, using I language, this won't work unless we're persistent with it, unless we keep doing it, we keep emphasizing this to our children, so that practice does make perfect. If we just do it a one-time thing, they're not going to learn. You have to keep using it in your daily routine. Otherwise, it won't really work in that way. uh, Children learn from us. They're gonna learn and try to mimic us. So if we are not being able to identify our own emotions, how do you expect our children to do it? And so it's really just about being able to kind of work on this together. If you're still not the best with it, we should learn it with your children together, right? Uh, there are other things that you can do, right? Like being able to have daily check-ins, being able to use the feelings chart. We can use it together. Having more time for breathing. I think breathing is very important. It's a necessary tool for us to be able to self-regulate in order to feel how, like, to calm ourselves in those overwhelming moments, especially when we identify in our bodies now, oh, I'm feeling like this. So let me just breathe to be able to calm down and rationalize and to be able to understand why I'm feeling this way. I think all of these things can come into play, and I do think that these would be effective tools in order to be able to have our children be more uh, present and to be able to manage these skills better for themselves, so that they can live a healthier mental health, live a healthier capacity for mental health.